Hello everybody, I am the Black Sigma, or you could just call me Eric, and we're about to prove Dee Vasquez is a killer. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. The key I need. You were with Sal and Oldbag when you found the body. Assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. Immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. Security lady was agitated. You asked to be left out? You asked to be left out. Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not a fan of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that. Since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Went back to the trailer to get your script and direction notes. Then you went home. Yeah, what time did you find the body? You were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, you'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before? I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Okay, where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. Yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Gotta press everything. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? Boom. I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Ms. Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Immediately called the police and Powers showed up? What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. We stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, dead silence. Dead silence. Yeah, that does make sense. Witnessing a murdered body. Silence. Hey Nick! Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Lighten things up? What are you on about? Old Bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Don't think there's anything in there I can use. Ask to be left out of the proceedings, I already pressed because that is sketchy as hell. Went back to the trailer. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why wouldn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh, so you didn't bring the notes to the place you found the body because a murder was distracting you when you weren't at the scene of the crime yet? Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Do you get it yet? With Edgeworth wanting the testimony to continue, with him picking apart that statement? Sure, he's the prosecutor. He should want my client to be guilty. But really, he doesn't care about that. He only cares about justice. He cares about finding whoever is guilty. And while he will always assume that is my client, if I present reasonable evidence otherwise, Edgeworth turns to the side of justice. Now, Ms. Vasquez, do you have an explanation? Can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Oh, really? 'Cause last time I checked, I don't think you were at the rehearsal of that action scene. Coincidence, perhaps. But we'll see what evidence I have for this. Do I have evidence that she wouldn't know? I I don't think I have a record of Old Bag's testimony, which would be what I need here. Okay, I'll just press. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Shit, that is a reasonable explanation. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will be wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Okay. There has to be evidence. But what evidence? What evidence do I have that Sal wouldn't have told her about the injury? Wait. Knew that Hammer was injured? Powers was the one who had the twisted ankle. She misspoke. Oh! Hammer was injured? Hammer was injured? Oh, Hammer! Hammer was injured! Oh, but it was the Steel Samurai Will Powers who twisted his leg. I believe that the correct evidence is, probably this. I mean, I don't have anything else to say that it was Powers who had his leg twisted, but this is it.
Objection!
You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. You saw Hammer limping. You didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah! And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Ms. Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping, and Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. I love to see a case come together. Order! Order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? She's doing the breakdown scene. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Motive? What is your motive? Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Prove she had a reason to kill Hammer. Specifically to kill Hammer. It could have been so that she could stop blackmailing him. Like it's... No. No. Her reasoning before that... Okay. We claimed that that was an accident. And she said, why would Powers be so complacent over an accident? Like, why would he follow my orders over an accident? He stopped following her orders due to the accident. He was going to go public with this, and she couldn't let that happen. That's it, right? That's got to be her motive. Okay, I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated... I don't think that's the correct word. For precipitation is like rain. I don't think that's the correct word for this situation, Phoenix. Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Ms. Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Ms. Vasquez's motive for murder. Right. I know what I said before about she killed him because he wasn't being complacent anymore. To further expand that, he was going to kill her. She fought back. She didn't have a motive. This was self-defense. I mean, I don't think I have any evidence that says otherwise. He was clearly going to the studio, spear in hand, to try and kill her, right? She didn't have a motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Ms. Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Ms. Vasquez. What? What? Sorry, that's still Edgeworth. What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. There's her freak out. She snapped her cigarette holder. Was that a pipe or a cigarette holder? I think it was just a cigarette holder. Like in the pixel art, but they might have changed it to a pipe in this version. I wasn't really looking at it. So, you did it. You did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah! Ms. Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs! Hammer wasn't even the one who pushed him off the stairs. She pushed Manuel off the stairs. She pushed Hammer off the stairs. It was always her. Manuel! Manuel! Ms. Vasquez, please, try to remain calm. No, how could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him, Ms. Vasquez! No! Please don't die. Please. And so the truth comes out. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. And I win. Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty! Hooray! Confetti! Because this courtroom has confetti for some weird reason. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh yeah? I did it. Defended another client. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I think my voice for Powers changes literally every time. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Ms. Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder? It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Why would Mr. Hammer want to blame Will Powers? I think the idea is that Hammer's fall from fame was because of a murder. And thus he wanted Will Powers to also fall from fame due to a murder. But what evidence suggests best that he wanted Powers to suffer the same fate he did? Is it really this? The photo? Or perhaps to best show that... Okay. As I was saying, like, before, he wanted Powers to suffer the same fate. Perhaps because he was jealous that Powers had taken his fame? And what best shows that, well, Powers was more famous than a fan album? I know that's some relatively twisted logic, but, well, it's Phoenix Wright. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids show, and is the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP! Oh, thanks to you I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Alright. It's the last episode. And we did kind of just, you know, arrest the producer for a murder. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth. Hello, my handsome friend. I mean, rival. I mean, not handsome. I mean, you are kind of handsome, but... Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Are you attracted to me? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Ah, Edgeworth. You do care about me, but caring about me makes you a worse lawyer, so you don't want me to be in court. Ah. Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if! They're rivals! Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me! What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today. You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kinda surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Wait, he's playing the lead in Pink Princess? Huh. Phoenix Wright is okay with cross-dressing. I'm actually not surprised by that due to a case in I think it's in the second game. Or maybe it's one of the DLC ones for the first one. Not the DLC, but like the expanded... whatever. Anyway, I solved the case. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.